Hey guys, good afternoon. Hope all of you had lunch. So today we'll discuss the portion that we have discussed in the last class, that is relation between particle velocity and wave velocity. I'll show you the remaining. Let me complete that. Okay. So here I've given the formula as well, right? But we need to find out the slope. How to find out the slope? I'll try to make you understand clearly how to find a slope. Okay. So here let me see. I have written the formula yesterday and today as well. Like velocity of particle is equal to minus v into dou y upon dou x. Right. So this is the formula we have, where Vp stands for particle velocity, V stands for wave velocity, dou y by dou x is nothing but slope of yx graph. Right. Now let me show you yx graph, that is displacement of the particle and the position of the particle on the wave. So x and y, origin is here. Right. So if I draw a graph, if I show you one complete wave, on the wave, if I consider a point somewhere here, as all of you know what a tangent is meant by. Tangent is nothing but a line touching the circle or curve, right? A line touching a circle or curve only at one single point or one point. Here if I consider a point, if I draw a line touching the curve, this line is touching only at one point, that is called as a tangent. Tangent, I repeat, tangent is nothing but what? Tangent is nothing but a line touching the curve only at one point, that is called as a tangent in math. Now slope means what? Slope, I mean this is a slope. Slope means jaradam, telugulo antaru jaradam, right? Slope means this is nothing but a slope. And you may ask, why only here? If I put a point here, if I take a particle here, this is a slope again. If this straight line touching the particle or touching the point at one point, this is also tangent. This is also a tangent. And in pure math, you can say that this tangent is always perpendicular to the radius of the circle. If I take a circle, whole circle, if I take a circle, center point is here, I mean this is center of circle. If I draw a radius like this, if I represent r as radius, the line touching the point, right, the straight line touching the point, which is called as a tangent, this tangent is always perpendicular to radius. Right? You have a proof in math. Everything will be there, proof, but we are not going to discuss all the proofs. It becomes math again. So tangent, any point you take, even if I take a point here, if I draw a line touching that point, this becomes a tangent. Now this will be perpendicular to radius. Perpendicular to radius. So always tangent is always perpendicular to radius. Now I'll let you know how to find out slope. You remember this, it is very easy to remember. I'll draw a straight line first. I'll draw a straight line like this, right? I can say that if I draw a line like this, this is a slope. If I draw a line like this, this is also a slope. But which slope is having positive value, which slope is having negative value, that is very important. So here is a trick, or you can say you can remember it very easily. This is a slope, this is also a slope. So I can say that this line touching the horizontal line, and here with respect to horizontal line you measure the angle in the anti-clockwise direction, right? I repeat, with respect to this horizontal line, measure the angle to this slope in the anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction is nothing but this way. This is ACW, anti-clockwise direction. So if I measure the angle in the anti-clockwise direction, and if I take that angle as theta, then if the angle is acute, slope is positive. It's very easy to remember. If the angle is acute, slope is positive. And in this case, you see this line is also touching the horizontal line. With respect to this horizontal line, if you measure the angle in the anti-clockwise direction in this way, now if you look at this angle, here theta is less than 90 degrees, called as acute, then I can say that slope is positive. If the angle measured with respect to this horizontal line to this slope, and if the angle measured in the anti-clockwise direction is greater than 90 degrees, which is also called as obtuse, then I can say that this slope is negative. So here in this case, slope is negative. Now is this easy to remember? I repeat again, how to find out slope. First you draw a horizontal line. To that horizontal line, draw one line which has to cut the horizontal line. At some point you measure that angle. How you are going to measure the angle? You are going to measure the angle in the anti-clockwise direction, and if you measure the angle in the anti-clockwise direction, and if the angle is less than 90 degrees or acute angle, then the slope is said to be positive, right? And in the other case, if the line is touching at other point, and if the angle is making more than 90 degrees, or you can also call it as obtuse angle, then when you find the slope, as you are measuring in the anti-clockwise direction, in both cases you are going to measure the angle in anti-clockwise direction. So if the angle is greater than 90 degrees, then slope becomes negative. Slope is always negative. It's very easy to remember. Now in this case, if you look at, right, if I draw a line like this, for this I am going to explain about this equation. What happens, let us see. Now as you know, in mathematics, how will you find slope? Before going to this equation, let me show you how you are going to find out slope. In 10th class you might have studied about slope, right? Difference of y-axis or difference of y coordinates divided by difference of x coordinates. Generally, what is the formula for slope? Slope symbol is m, which is nothing but tan theta, which is nothing but delta y by delta x. In differential form, what we write is dy by dx. In partial differential form, we'll write dou y upon dou x. In all the cases, you are dividing y with x, right? So tan theta means you are going to construct a right angle triangle. If I construct a right angle triangle, if I take this angle as theta, right, theta, and if I take this horizontal line as x and this vertical line as y, or better I'll show you by drawing the coordinate axis. By coordinate axis, I'll take this as origin, right? So let me take this as a positive x-axis, and let me take this as negative x-axis. This one is positive y-axis, and this one is negative y-axis. I have drawn this right angle triangle in first quadrant to show you both as positive. This distance, I will take this distance as x, and the vertical distance is y. So what are the coordinates at this point? At this point, along x-axis y coordinate is 0, as all of you know. So here let me write x comma 0. If I consider another point here, somewhere here, what are the points located on y-axis? On y-axis you have only y coordinate, x coordinate will be 0. So here coordinates will be 0 comma y. And what about at this point? At this point, what are the coordinates? See, along x-axis, this point is in the plane, is in positive xy plane. So distance covered along x-axis is x, and the distance covered along y-axis is y. So here the coordinates will be x comma y. So these are the coordinates x comma y which lie in xy plane. Now, how to find out the slope? Slope is nothing but this slanting line gives slope. So slope symbol is nothing but m, which is equal to tan theta. You know the formula for tan theta: opposite side to theta divided by adjacent side to theta. To this theta, opposite side is y, I can say, or y minus 0. See here, there is a difference. What is the y coordinate at this point? Y, and at this point y coordinate is 0. So difference of y coordinates. Difference of y coordinates. I can say that y minus 0 upon, and here origin, what are the coordinates of origin? Coordinates of origin are 0 comma 0. Now if you look at the x coordinates here, x is there, here 0 is there, the difference gives x minus 0, which is nothing but x. So x minus 0, I can write this one as simply y by x, y upon x. This is general formula for slope. But if I consider x1 y1 and x2 y2, two different points in a plane like this, see, I have considered origin as one point so that it has become very easy. Now if I consider 2 points in a plane other than origin, what happens next? Right? Let me first explain about slope so that we'll discuss more. Now let me show you a straight line in the xy plane. A straight line in the xy plane. See, let me take this as positive x-axis and this one as positive y-axis. I am considering a straight line like this. This line is in xy plane but not starting from the origin. This line is in xy plane but not starting from the origin. So here let me consider this point as A and the other point as B. Both A and B lie in xy plane. Now let me take the okay, here let me take the origin coordinates as 0 comma 0. Now at point A, let me take the distance of this. Okay, let me represent this one as C. I'll take this point as D. Now what is this distance? If I consider this distance OC as x, then what are the coordinates at point C? At point C, coordinates will be x comma 0. Right, at point C, x comma 0. Or let me write x1 because I am going to take one more, x1 comma 0. Right. Similarly, at point D, what will be the coordinates? If I consider this, okay, this distance is x1. If I consider this distance as y1, then what are the coordinates of point D? Coordinates of point D are 0 comma y1. So these are the coordinates of point D. That means what are the coordinates of point A? Point A coordinates will be x1 comma y1 because point A is located at a distance x1 along x-axis and similarly at a distance y1 along y-axis. So x1 comma y1 be the coordinates of point A. Similarly, if I consider point B from origin at point, let me denote this point as E. point E, and from O to E, is it visible? O to E, I'll take this horizontal distance as x2. x2 is the distance of point E from origin, and similarly at point B, that is along y-axis, if I consider this distance as y2 from the origin, that means let me denote this point as F. Now OF is nothing but y2. So then what will be the coordinates of E and F? What are the coordinates of E? E coordinates, anyways, E lies along x-axis, E lies on x-axis, so y coordinate will be 0. So its y coordinate will be 0. So what is the x coordinate? What is the distance of point E from origin? x2. So here I write x2 comma 0. Similarly, at point F, what will be the coordinates? Similarly, I can write here along or on y-axis, x coordinate is 0. So y coordinate I have taken as y2. So here I will get 0 comma y2. So coordinates of F are 0 comma y2, and coordinates of E are x2 comma 0. So what will be the coordinates of point B? At point B, as point B is located in an xy plane, you should have two coordinates, x and y coordinates. So at point B, what will be the coordinates? x2 comma y2, right? So here there is no triangle in this diagram, so you just construct a diagram completing a triangle, right angle triangle. So what you do is extend this like this. Here let me represent point G, and this forms 90 degrees. AGB forms a right angle triangle. Let me denote this angle as theta. So that now to this theta, this line is horizontal. For this horizontal, this line is making an angle theta which is acute, and you are measuring in the anti-clockwise direction. So what should be the slope if you find out for this triangle? Slope is positive. And moreover, anyways, here even if you take this diagram in the second quadrant, that is on along the negative x-axis and the positive y-axis, in that also you can find out slope. You will get the same result, don't worry, right? I'm not showing all these things, right? This is another one. So how to find out the slope means, what is the formula for tan theta? M is equal to tan theta is equal to, now here from this right angle triangle AGB, which one is opposite side to this theta? BG. Now what are the coordinates of BG? How to find out the coordinates of BG? Okay, let me write like this. BG upon, what are the coordinates? I mean, which one is adjacent side? AG. BG by AG. These are the coordinates. Points. So now tell me, what is the value of BG from this entire diagram? You don't know the value of G, right? So I mean coordinates of G. So how to find out the value of BG? But you know, you can write, see here. Of course, you can find out the coordinates of G as well. What are the coordinates of G? What is x coordinate here? X coordinate x2. This is x2 I will write, because OE and DG both are at same distances. OE and DG both are at same distances, and distance is x2. Now what about y coordinate at point G? Y coordinate, if you look at this, what is the what is the coordinate you have taken for OD? OD you have taken as y1. So what should be the value of EG? At point G, what will be the value of y coordinate? I can write, somewhere I missed it. x2 comma y2 minus no point G is somewhere here. So just hold on. The value of BG. How will you calculate BG? Let me show you the value of BG as you know very well. You know the value of BE, right? BE is nothing but what? OF. OF value is how much? Y2. So can I write like this? Can I write BG as, okay, here let me write BG is equal to BE minus this GE. BE minus GE. What is the value of BE here? BE is exactly parallel to OF, and OF value I have taken as Y2. So here I can write Y2 minus GE is nothing but AC. AC is nothing but OD. All are parallel to each other and are equidistant. All are of same height. So OD is equal to AC is equal to GE. All are equal to what? Y1. So here I can write Y1. So BG value is Y2 minus Y1. Similarly, I want to find out the value of AG. How to find out AG? Here you have AG, you can write as, this point is D. DG, I can write AG as a DG minus DA. Minus DA. Now, what is value of DG? DG is nothing but OE. DG is nothing but OE. And what is value of OE? OE you have taken X2. So here I can write X2 minus DA is nothing but OC, which is also equal to X1. So here I can write X1. So BG by AG, I can write this M as tan theta is equal to BG upon AG. BG is nothing but Y2 minus Y1 divided by X2 minus X1, which is nothing but delta Y upon delta X, which is also equal to dy upon dx. This is complete differentiation, and if I write in partial differentiation, dou y upon dou x. So based on this, we are going to I am going to show you how to find out slope for this. Okay, so this is a diagram. Anyways, you know the formula for slope. Slope is nothing but delta y upon delta x, right? So let me draw a graph again and show you how to find out the slope of delta y by or dou y by dou x. Fine. So this way I can write. Fine. So let me show you the diagram of a waveform again. So this is a waveform. Let's say this is a waveform, and this is x, and this one is y. Here I am considering one point. If I draw a straight line like this, touching at one point, this is nothing but a tangent drawn at one point to the curve. If I want to find out slope, what I will do is I will draw one perpendicular and I will draw one horizontal line, both meet at a point so that it forms a right angle triangle. Right, now here to this horizontal line, this line is making an angle theta in the anti-clockwise direction. You have to measure. If theta is less than 90 degrees, as I said earlier, slope is positive. So here slope is positive. If I take a point somewhere here, at this point if I draw a line like this, tangent at one point, and anyways, let me just show you, tangent touching at one point. If I draw one horizontal, okay, let me extend this like this. So always you are going to measure angle with respect to the horizontal line in the anti-clockwise direction. So in this case, theta is greater than 90 degrees. So in this case, slope is negative. Slope is negative. If you want, you can find out. I mean, you can you will be knowing the values of tan 135 or tan 150. How will tan 150? Tan 150 degrees. 150 degrees is nothing but greater than 90 degrees. You can write 150 as 180 minus 30. You can write 150 degrees as 180 degrees minus 30 degrees, is it not? And 180 minus theta lies in which quadrant? 180 minus theta lies in second quadrant. 90 plus theta and 180 minus theta. In second quadrant, which two functions, trigonometric functions are positive? Only two, sine and its reciprocal cosine. Remaining all are negative. So tan of 180 minus 30 degrees I can write as, and tan remains as tan, as this was the first session of second year. Even in first year also we discussed this. Tan of 180 minus theta is nothing but minus tan 30. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So you will get minus 1 by root 3. That means whenever the angle is obtuse, you will get the value as negative. So if theta is greater than 90 degrees, remember tan value is always negative. Fine. So in this case, tan theta is negative. Now what you will, okay, here this is what? This gives along y-axis, so I will take this one as rho y. This distance is along x-axis. Let me take this as rho x. In partial differential form I am writing. Now what is it of tan theta? So tan theta is nothing but rho y upon rho x. In this case, is this positive or not? Yes, this is positive. This is positive. For this slope, as the angle is measured in the anti-clockwise direction with respect to the horizontal line, theta value is greater than 90 degrees and the slope is negative. So tan theta will be negative in this case. That means dou y by dou x will be negative. Dou y by dou x will be negative in this case. So dou y by dou x is negative. Now if you look at this diagram, now listen carefully. This is very, very important. Let me show you again. Let me show you the diagram. Let me redraw the diagram again so that it's, oh my god, it's 4 GB, man. So let me just disconnect. I'll share this video, then I'll post in another video because I'm crossing my limits. It's very okay. Thank you all.